Today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, and we're joining you for a special episode of Tier Tuesdays on a Thursday, but it's draft day. And DJ, you're back with me for maybe one of the more fun groups we can talk about. We talked about receivers last time you were on, talked about quarterbacks earlier on in the process, our week one, really, for this. And this one is, well, let's just say it's a little intense, shall we, for corners. But we're going to have a little fun with the corners. Are you ready for this one?
I'm excited. I think corner's going to be a real difference. I think we're going to be surprised at how big a difference maker some of these guys will be at the next level. Even if they're not the Jalen Ramsey, Sauce Gardners coming out necessarily, I think they're going to be some game changers in the NFL.
Yeah, if you guys have missed any of our Tier Tuesdays, go check them out. They're all on the Belly Up Sports or HighLowSports YouTube page. I only say Belly Up Sports because that's where our quarterback one is. Every other one is over here on HighLowSports. Be sure to check it out. Magic Mind even popped up for a few guest appearances throughout the process, so that was really cool. But yeah, no, look, we're super excited for this one. So without further ado, we are going to jump into the difference makers over at corner before we get ready for the draft later on tonight. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I have 5 categories for 5 corners. There's the top 5 I picked off the board. And these are our 5 placements for them. They're not our rankings. Again, we don't rank on this show. We just talk about what their abilities are. But like I said, we're going to have a little fun because I think all these guys are top tier corners. I think they're all, as you said, DJ, in the lead-in, difference makers. But each one has a little bit of a different talent to become a difference maker. So we're going to start at the top here. Island life. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, well, there's always been one corner in every period time frame we say puts guy on an island. For me, I have that guy being Nate Wiggins. I think Nate Wiggins is the guy coming out of this draft that can come in and put guys immediately on an island. Whoever he faces off with, it's going to have a rough day in the office. And that's what I mean by island living. He's already got his nice little beach towel, his drink, his nice little umbrella hat. He's good to go. So Nate Wiggins, that's my island life coming out of Clemson. I think for me, I just think he has a lot of great talents and a lot of abilities. He's long, he's fast, he's just has quick hips. I mean, you name it. The guy pretty much checks a lot of boxes, essentially. Now, moving down, we're going to go good luck beating this one. If anybody didn't see Kenyon Mitchell run a 40 or play at all, whether we're talking Alabama or Toledo, this guy's talented. He's fast as can be, and he's fast with pads on. And when you're fast with pads on, it's a different level of fast. I mean, there's fast and then there's fast with pads on. We've seen guys that can run a 4.3 without pads and then get in the NFL and they look slow. Kenyon Mitchell is not going to be one of those guys. All these burners we have in the league today, Tyreek Hill, this guy's made to try to stop them. I say try to stop them because I don't know if he's actually going to be able to stop him because does anybody really stop Tyreek Hill? But you know what? I don't know if anybody can actually stop a cheetah, but look, whatever Kenyon Mitchell is, he has a great opportunity. Now, the next category, probably a long career as a safety. No offense to Cooper DeJean, but I don't think he's going to have a long career as a corner. I see him coming in, and with his ability, his speed, his ability to read the ball in the air and get to said ball and catch said ball, he plays a great center field. No better player to slide into the center of the field and play a safety than Cooper DeJean in this class as a corner. You see it every year. There's always a draft pick at corner that always gets slid into the middle and has a really good career going forward as a safety. For me this year, it's going to be Cooper DeJean. All the jokes aside, all the white guy corner jokes aside, I do think he has a long career as a safety, but I'm not going to be surprised to see him as a corner for the first couple years. But for me, he's probably got a long career ahead of him as a safety. Nothing wrong with that going forward. Now I have beats up wide receivers for fun. Probably the strongest corner on the list, but that's not to take away from all his other abilities. This is Terry Arnold out of Alabama. I don't think there's any question his ability to press and beat people up on the line, get them off their steps, break up any sort of timing patterns. What his ability is going to come in crucial when it gets to the next level when you're playing with bigger, stronger, faster athletes. Now, granted, he played at Bama, so I don't know if there's another league out there that plays bigger, stronger, faster receivers on a daily basis than what he would have had to face in the SEC or from his own team in practice. No offense to the Michigans or Ohio States, but you guys don't exactly put out the bulkiest of wide receivers, and you guys don't play Ole Miss every week. If anybody's seen anybody come out of Ole Miss recently at wide receiver, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, talking about those type of guys. So Terry Arnold matched up with all these guys. He has all the strength in the world to deal with them. We'll see what he can do at the next level. But for me, beats up wide receivers for fun. Maybe one of the best at press coverage in this draft. So moving down, his teammate, I honestly didn't know what else to classify him as because there's a lot of good talents this guy has. But again, I like to have a little fun category in each one. And for me, this is the fun category. That's no better name in the draft. I'm talking Kool-Aid McKinstry. How many other kids do you know named Kool-Aid? I know it's not his real name, but it is his nickname. He goes by it. To play into it, his front two dreads are actually dyed two different colors, two of the main colors that Kool-Aid comes in, blue and red. So really cool there as well. But look, Kool-Aid McKinstry, high quality corner as well. He's kind of the average built across the board where everything is above average. Nothing's great, nothing's bad, but really good quality corner. Probably going to make a lot of teams very happy. He's probably going to make a lot of money in his career as a corner. But I don't really know what to put as his number one defining quality because there's a lot of good qualities for him. So these are the 5 I have. DJ, what are your thoughts on these ones?
So they're all very, very good. So there's going to be absolutely no shade thrown at any of them here. I think they're all first-round picks. They're all probably in the top 30 picks as well. I don't think any of them even slips to 31 or 32. We'll get Kool-Aid McKinstry out of the way perfectly. The perfect name. Absolutely fantastic. The only thing that'd be better if his name was Gilligan, since he's going to be playing us on an island at this point. So I love Kool-Aid. He's a very good player. First-round pick. Arguably would have been considered a top 10 pick coming into the year, too. Had a good year, not necessarily not a bad year by any means. It just wasn't. He didn't light the world on fire, but it was a very good year, and he's a very, very good player. I think he's gonna be a very, very good fit at the next level too, especially with his athletic gifts. Next, we're gonna go from the bottom up for this one. Beats up receivers for fun with Terrion Arnold. I think he ran a 4.5, so I think a lot of teams are gonna look at that and be like, oh, he's not athletic enough, but they didn't actually watch him play. He's very much a physical head first, nose first corner. He will punch somebody off the line. On top of that, too, he is. I mean, Nick Saban, he loves himself some DBs. He was Nick Saban's dude. Like Nick Saban and him were bros, clearly. And he's almost like that defensive team captain, almost just at the corner spot. Like when you get the Mike linebackers, that sort of thing. He can provide that from the corner. That they've raved about leadership from him. He's technically very, very sound. Good size, not great size, but good size. He's a very good corner. I think I have him as cornerback 2 on my list right now. I think he's very good. And I think he's probably going to go in as like CB2 for whatever team he goes. Like, let's say it's the Saints or someone like that too. But he's going to play like a CB1. He's going to be really good out of the gate. Cooper
Would you say he's the best? Would you say he's the best tackler from the cornerback spot in this draft?
Not quite, but we're going to get to the best tackler as well too. And that's not even saying he's a bad tackler. There's just some really good tacklers in here, which is why I like this class a lot. In fact, Kool-Aid McKinstry is a pretty good tackler too. On this list, I'd have him as probably the 4th best tackler. But that's still a very good tackler nonetheless. He's not running away from contact. Yeah. I would say Terrion Arnold's maybe like where Sauce Gardner was as a tackler, like he's not going to light people up, but he's not going to run away from making the play. He's not scared. He's not getting truck stick. He's clipping the ankles on a bigger running back in open space. He's tackling smart, basically. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Yeah. That's what Kool-Aid does. Terrion might try and not quite Devin Witherspoon. He's not trying to, mutilate anybody, not Jalen Ramsey, but I think Kool-Aid McKinstry is in that. I think Terrion Arnold splits the difference between Devin Witherspoon and Kool-Aid McKinstry there. Cooper DeJean, on the other hand, I think he's even a notch above that. I think he's a very sure tackler, very strong. Maybe not a hit stick specialist, but a very, very good tackler. He will bring just about anyone down. I think a lot of his skills are a zone corner / a safety, kind of like what you mentioned. Think Richard Sherman-esque, maybe. Something coming out back in those, maybe even Brandon Browner-esque. I think you could put him in the nickel, and he's incredibly effective. I think he can work a lot there. He reads the ball very well. Great straight line speed, great tackler. Maybe doesn't swivel quite as well, so you don't want him one-on-one with someone who's a very good route runner, like think a CeeDee Lamb necessarily, or a Justin Jefferson. You don't really want to chase those guys around one-on-one in man. But I still think CJ Gardner-Johnson, that's kind of the comparison I think of for him as well, too. A nickel corner / safety hybrid that could play both. Just get punched in the face by your teammates a lot less. And we know when he gets the ball in his hands, he's a threat to score at any moment. Next, we have Quinyon Mitchell, who, in my opinion, is CB1 in the draft. I like him a lot. I actually have him as a slightly better tackler than the other guys we've talked about so far. I think he might be the best tackler in the draft as well, because he will stick his nose in there. He has the size for it, too. I think he's about 6'1", 210, somewhere in that range. 4.33 speed, so if he gets some downhill, he can give you a little bit of Devin Witherspoon in there. He can give you a little bit of extra stank. I think he could chase people around, like we talked about, matching those guys one-on-one on coverage. You're not stopping Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill for a full game. You're just hoping you stop them on the plays where your pass rush isn't hitting your quarterback. And then you're hoping when you get toasted, it's after the quarterback's getting hit or he throws to someone else. But I think he is CB1 for me. I think in my opinion, he's a top 10 player in the draft. Like if we're doing big board, he's very, very good. I think he's second best defensive player, arguably, too. I think the Toledo thing, I think, is going to make people think he can't play a lot. But for some reason, small school corners really always transition very well. I don't know if it's a physical nature or what it is, but they seem to translate very, very well. It's very unique. You'd think it'd be the opposite way since they're not seeing Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors every other week, but for somehow that helps them. It's very weird. You like Sauce Gardner at Cincinnati, different guys like that. They seem to just transfer.
Not everybody can be Jalen out of Florida State.
Exactly.
That doesn't always happen.
That's an anomaly, honestly, as opposed to the normal we look at it. So I like Quinyon Mitchell a lot. I think good luck beating him is a good win. And then Nate Wiggins, who I believe is the worst tackler on this list personally. I think that's not saying he's a bad player by any means. It's not saying he's the worst corner. There's some business decisions where there's some I don't want him between one guy in the end zone with the Super Bowl on the line. I'm like, can we please get somebody else in there? Very lengthy, very Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie-esque. Lengthy, fast as heck, reads the ball well. Can play. I think he's better when he's playing off man. I don't want him press man. And I don't know if I want to play in zone as much, but off man coverage, I like him a lot. So I think Philadelphia is a really good fit for him. Learn from Darius Slay, CJ Gardner-Johnson, learn from James Bradbury. I think he's a very good fit there. I wouldn't want him to go to, let's say, maybe Miami actually be a good fit for him too. I think he could learn a lot there. So I think those teams like the Miamis, even Pittsburgh, I think those are kind of the good fits for him in that range too. But if I'm taking him higher up in the draft, like where you see the Raiders are, or the Broncos are, the Colts are, those other defensive back needy teams, that's where I don't know if you go. But I think all 5 of them, top 25 to 30 picks. I think, in my opinion, I have Quinyon Mitchell and Taron Arnold in the top 18 players in the draft. If I was ranking them, all of these guys are in the top 50 by a country mile. All of them are really probably in the top 30-ish. We're doing a big board right now, but I like them all in the categories. Kind of makes sense for all of them. I mean, Taron Arnold does like to beat them up for fun. Cooper DeJean's probably going to end up being put at safety, but he's going to be a damn good one. He's going to be Earl Thomas-esque. Quinyon Mitchell, good luck. Island Life, I think if Nate Wiggins could shore up a few things, I think he can be the Island Life. And then Kool-Aid McKinstry, come on. It's the sweetest name in the draft, pun intended.
Easily the sweetest name in the draft. There's no too much sugar in that conversation.
It's diabetes worth catching.
Absolutely. So as you guys can see, not a lot of complaints with these guys. There are a couple things each one of them maybe need to fix, but they're all above average corners coming out of the draft. This might be the deepest top tier corner class we've had in recent memory, where there's I'd honestly say we could probably go 7 deep with this corner class that should start day one, and then the next 5 easily could be a nickel corner day one, maybe even start on the outside against a 2, just depending on where they go. So it is a really fun cornerback class. It is, almost time to find out where they really end up going. And obviously, DJ, that does lead us into our next conversation, which is tonight here on Belly Up Sports. Well, not here, but over on Belly Up Sports' YouTube page. Be sure to check us out as we are hosting the 2024 Belly Up Sports Draft Special. Unfortunately, we couldn't get seats in Ford Field for this one, but we tried really, really hard. But the next best thing we can do is we're giving away some Righteous Felon jerky during the process. We're going to have a lot of great friends joining us from around Belly Up Sports, new and old. A lot of our good friends that you've seen maybe on this show before, or you've seen us do fun collaborations with before. They'll be joining us, as well as some new faces and some special video appearances from some of the other personalities around Belly Up Sports. So be sure to check all of that out. And if you don't know what we're talking about yet, here you go. Join us live Thursday, 4:25 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Belly Up Sports Draft Special. We'll be getting live reactions and analysis from personalities all across the Belly Up Sports Network. You'll see special guests Zach Kyleman and Josh Mahler. Jared from the Corner Booth Pod will be giving you live analysis, while DJ and Kelcey drive you through the entirety of the first round of the NFL Draft. Be sure to join us live Thursday, 4:25 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Belly Up Sports. DJ, there you have it. A couple hours away. How excited are you?
Can't wait. Favorite time of the year. It's going to be an absolute blast. So definitely want you to jump in, join in the comment section. Let us know what you think of the picks, what you think of some of the trades, what you think of some of the other guys on the show. Let us know what you think of their thoughts, predictions, analysis, and that sort of thing of the picks as well. So you definitely don't want to miss that. It should be a fun, interactive, new way to watch the NFL draft.
Yeah, and while you're at it, just an hour beforehand, we'll be on Jared's. Well, one of us will be on Jared's pregame show. I'm not sure if both of us will be there, but we will be on his pregame show as we get ready for the draft, kind of alluding to what we're going to talk about. But join us as we get ready at 8 p.m. to run everything. And in the meantime, go over to Belly Up Sports social media accounts. Give your guess for over or under how many quarterbacks will be drafted in the first round. and you get your chance to win some righteous felon jerky. Honestly, can't complain. DJ, I know you and I have talked about it. We got to feed the dogs some of their dog treats as well. A lot of great jerky there.
You don't have to be a felon. You don't have to be righteous to enjoy it, or you don't even have to be human to enjoy it. So it's a little bit of something for everybody. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So guys, go check that out, and we will be with you guys later on tonight. Be sure to join us. It's going to be on it's going to be on the Belly Up Sports YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter pages, and we'll see. We might even run it on the HighLowSports Twitch page. Be sure to stay tuned for all that, guys, and we will see you later tonight for the 2024 NFL Draft.